Peace and blessings, brothers. Brothers, this is the first installment of my new TS series. The TS series. TS stands for Talking Shit. This series is dedicated to the memories of the legendary comedians Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Robin Harris, and Bernie Mac. And in this series, I respond to what I regard as ludicrous, absurd, and insane things that I have seen and heard on social media. In this particular video, I want to talk about a woman, a black woman, a very attractive black woman who is 40 years old, who goes by the name of Kendra G. Kendra G is a radio personality out of Chicago. Kendra G has a very popular Instagram Live where she talks to men and women about relationships, love, romance, so on and so forth. She gives advice. She plays somewhat of a matchmaker. She does all of that. Recently, Kendra G, this attractive black woman who is single, she's an educated professional, she appeared on Kevin Samuels' platform. And being on Kevin Samuels' platform, Kendra G took exception to Kevin's overall philosophy of marriage, dating, and procreation. And Kendra G took particular exception to Kevin Samuels' insistence that women not delay marriage and procreation, that women not wait until they are in their 30s or even 40s to get married and have children, that women, according to Kevin Samuels' philosophy, which is, this is not necessarily his philosophy, but it's an old way of thinking that he's brought back into the public domain, that women should, as early as their 20s, be serious about getting married and starting families. And Kendra G, this woman in her 40s, is one of these black women who has delayed marriage, who has delayed procreation. This is a woman who, to her own confession, has had proposals in the past. But because she was interested in pursuing a career and being a professional woman, she decided to put all of those things off. And on Kevin Samuels' platform, this woman, who was in her 40s, said that at any time, when she wants to, she can go out there and she can get married and start a family. She even went so far as to say that she had her eggs frozen. And with a straight face, she told Kevin Samuels that she has all the time in the world. That time is seemingly still on her side, even though she's already lived half her life. And brothers, this is the type of worldview. This is the type of sentiment, perspective. This is the type of outlook that you find among a significant portion of the black American female population, particularly those who are professional and educated. I have met quite a few women in recent times and in the past who are just like Kendra G, who put everything off, getting married, having a baby, with the belief that they can do it much later. And brothers, this perspective is pervasive, and you can see it on social media. And you really have to think about it, brother, because it's really absurd and it's really ridiculous that you have a woman, a 40-year-old woman, childless, never been married, has had proposals, who thinks that at any time when she's ready, and she can do this on her own terms, at any time she can just snap her fingers. And a willing participant, a man who is going to be a donor, a man who is going to be a husband, he is going to be someone who's going to accommodate her marital and procreative desires, that she will be able to unfreeze her eggs and do her thing and live happily ever after. She really believes that this is a real possibility at the age of 40. And brothers, you have to really ask yourself what's going on in the minds of women like Kendra G, who think like this, who think that there is a population of men. And a lot of these women, they want black men. There's a population of black men who are just standing around. They're just standing around. They're just waiting. And they've been waiting for years and years and years and years for this particular black woman who is now in her 40s. They've been waiting for her to come to the decision that she is ready to get married and start a family. And once she does that, those guys are just gonna jump to their feet and say, sign me up, let's make this happen, let's do it, honey. And what's so ludicrous about this whole thing, brothers, is that when these women talk about the possibility of this happening, when Kendra G is talking about it with Kevin Samuels, she's not just thinking about any old black man who's going to help accommodate her dreams. No. We're not just talking about run-of-the-mill black men. No, we're not talking about men whom she would, quote unquote, settle for, men who are beneath her. We're not talking about men who make $40,000 a year or men who make $60,000 a year. Hell, not even, men who make $70,000 a year. No. No, what she has in mind are top tier men. She's thinking about affluent men. She's thinking about the creme de la creme. She's thinking about the masters of the universe. And somehow this professional, educated woman who's done well for herself and who's traveled and everything like that and who has these eggs frozen, somehow, she's going to be able to go out there and pick from a tree. Pick from a tree of men. Kevin Samuels calls them high-value men. But she thinks she's going to be able to pick from a tree, pick the fruit from this tree of elite men. That she's going to go to this tree and she's going to be able to pick from the fruit. She's going to be able to pick a man who makes $100,000 a year. And she's going to be able to go to this tree and pick a man who makes $200,000 a year. And she's going to be able to go to this tree and she's going to be able to pick a man, pick the fruit, pick this man who makes $300,000 a year, or a man who's up there at the top of the tree, this big fruit who makes $500,000 a year. She's going to be able to pick it when she wants to at the age of 40. And if she's not 40, she's 41, she's 42, she's 43. Hell, you got women who are 45 years old who think this way. And brothers, what is ridiculous about all of this, bro, is that these women act as though They have no competition. These women act as though the sexual marketplace, the sexual economy, actually favors them. These women actually think that they don't have competition, that they don't have women who are under the age of 35, women who are under 30, women who are in their 20s, women who are 25, women who are 24, women who are 23. They don't think that these women exist. Younger women who are more attractive, younger women who are fertile, who don't have to freeze their eggs, younger women who have less psychological baggage. These 40-something women act as though this entire league of young women does not exist. And what you have, brothers, and this is a real serious thing, is what you have is you have these women who are 40 years old like Kendra G and 41, 42, 45 who still think that they're 20 in their minds. And they still think that they can hang and they can go toe-to-toe with women who are half their age. And they really think that the men whom they have in mind, the men who are going to marry them and have babies with them after they unfreeze those eggs, they really think that these men who are typically going to be older, some of these men don't have children, some of these men have already had children, they think that these men are going to actually choose them, a 40-year-old woman, a 41-year-old woman, a 42-year-old woman, a 43-year-old woman who has frozen her eggs. They think that these men are going to choose them over a younger version. And this, brothers, is the type of insanity. This, brothers, is the type of cognitive dissonance. This is the absurdity that you find, unfortunately, among too many professional, educated Afro American women in 21st century America. And this, my brothers, is in part why Black America is stuck. This is in part why it seems as though Black people cannot go forward. Because you have a significant population, within a population, Black female population, that is imbued with totally impractical, absurd, ridiculous, far-fetched, fantastical, utopian ideas. And these people have platforms like Kendra G. And these people vote. And these people are in politics. And these people, want to influence policy and that sort of thing. And these women have been utterly, utterly, utterly brainwashed by white feminists because that's where they get these notions from. You have a woman who is bifurcated. Her psychology, which tells her that she is in her 20s, and her biology, which is actually that of a woman who is 40 years old, are incongruent. They're out of whack. She actually believes that there are men who are silly enough, dumb enough to sign up for the bad deal that she offers. brothers, this is where we are in Black America. And all you can do, brothers, is try to find humor in a condition, in a situation with some of these women that is sad and tragic.